Hello and welcome back to the channel. We are Spirit of Adventure, Kath and Andy. You find us today with our camper van on the ice road in Sweden. We are in the middle of the sea.
And in today's video we are going to attempt to answer all the questions you've asked us over the last few years about how we get this little van ready for a big trip to the Arctic.
Hello, so we are in a garden at home. It's the end of January and we are getting the van ready to go up to the Arctic again. This will be the 8th time we've been up to the Arctic. 6 of those in winter, 2 in summer. And for the last 3 or 4 years we have been driving on BF Goodrich all-terrains, which are fantastic, and they've been really good because it's been so cold up there. The roads are really grippy. Now we're going up later, end of February, March time. The temperatures are rising, so we've got much more sort of polished ice on the roads, so we're going with a complete dedicated winter tyre. Now we used these for 9 years before we got the BF Goodrich, and they were absolutely bulletproof. Let's show you a little bit about why we're putting these on instead of the all-terrains. Okay, so why winter tyres? Well, if we look at these, have a look at the individual blocks, and we've got all this siping on these individual blocks. I don't know if you can see, the siping goes all the way through. That allows for far greater flexibility of the individual blocks, but it also allows more snow to get stuck in there, and snow grips to snow very, very well. If that was a summer tyre, that would be a complete block of rubber, and of course no ingress of snow. You might get some packed in here, but it's not going to stay in there as well as it is in here. So this gives you far better grip for accelerating, braking, and of course cornering. These are the all-terrains, of course, and if you look at the blocks, we've got 2 or 3 sipes on each blocks, as opposed to 4 to 7 on the winter tyres. So they're all cleaned and checked, and I'm going to put 55 psi, which is a mid-range, and then once they go on front and back I can adjust them accordingly, and obviously check that they've maintained their pressures. Good afternoon, we are currently at home and we are doing yet more mods before we head up to the Arctic. At the moment, Kath is just about to unravel the masking tape. If you saw our video last year when we were down at between -26 and -42, one morning we got up and the vent up here, that vent at the top, it was this cold air just streaming in, and that's the morning that the battery was frozen, the vehicle battery was frozen. So we've decided before we go up this year, we are going to apply a material to the outside of that to stop that coming, because if we sat down here at the front, it just flows and it's absolutely freezing. The rest of the material, because it's like a Gore-Tex, doesn't let anything through. It's just that vent there. So here goes. So this is the mesh bit here. We're master off, and we're just about to glue it. I've just cut out.
As they say on Blue Peter, here's one I made earlier.
Right, so we didn't film that bit because we were fingers and thumbs, but it has stuck beautifully on there. And we could, before putting this on, we could feel the heat coming out the mesh from the heating. so that'll really help maintain a bit more heat. Fab. So it looks really neat. Quite chuffed with that. I can't really see that we've done anything. So yeah, good job. So that, where it's slightly darker, is where it's stuck to the outside. That black bit in the middle was the mesh. We've gone around the edges, and it's tucked beautifully underneath at the top of the actual roof. So yeah. So all in all, that's a good job. Nice hat.
Chilly.
It's warm in here, especially with no draft. So I'm just checking the wheel nuts because they've been off recently, and I want to make sure they're okay, of course. So all the wheels have been checked and torqued up, so it's now time to check all the fluids. We've had the antifreeze checked. Now they could only get it down to minus 35, which may be a problem, but we'll keep an eye on that when we get up there, and we can always drain a little bit and just top it up if need be. Oil's okay. Now for washer fluid, we're putting minus 22 in here, and that should keep us good for the whole trip. We do have some with minus 38 in, with minus 38, so if it does get colder we can put that in, but at those temperatures we don't usually use the wipers. It's only when it starts to thaw and all the muck gets kicked up that we then need to start using the washers, but this should do the trick. So that's all the fluids done. So the next thing to do is to fit the amber filters to the laser lamps. These really make a difference when it's foggy, raining, and especially in the snow. There's a lot less reflection coming back, and it's much easier on the eyes when you're travelling distance. When it's white all over the place, you're not getting that white bounce back from the lights. You've got this nice amber colour. You can see a lot more definition in the snow. As I say, it's a lot easier on the eyes. So these just clip on. That's as easy as that. Good. So I think everything's done outside underneath the bonnet, and check the wheels, tyres, etc. Next thing we're going to do is fill up the tap water, which is under here. So I'll just put this in the sink. It's out of the way. Give this a wash and a refill. Okay, so this is now full. We can put it back. Now this is harder since we insulated this cupboard. It used to slide in quite nicely. It still does, but not quite as smoothly. There we go. The tank itself, we found last year, doesn't freeze. However, the pipe going up to the tap is quite close to the outside of the van. So when we get down to, I can't remember what temperature it is actually. We can't use the tap. But we do have another two 10-litre containers of drinking water, which we keep under the seat, and of course that's then all heated. So that doesn't freeze, so we've always got water for whatever we need. the 2 extra 10-litre water containers sit under here. And the spare gas sits there. So it's the things that we take with us. We have this box down here, normal Euro box, and that's our basic Euro box. So whenever we're going abroad, we make sure we've got everything in there that we need legally. Such as, well, there's a shrink wrap, so don't know these legally. Fuses, bulbs. We've got the headlight deflectors. We've also got the breathalyzers. Don't need those anymore. That's no longer a legal requirement. We've got the Kia Kit XL, which has got tools, medical, and spare gear in there, including the blank and the amber laser covers, which you've just seen me put on. We've got tyre repair, so if we are anywhere, either on soft ground or on a really icy, busy road, whatever it is, we can quickly repair a tyre if we've got a puncture and we can find it. And with that, we also have the Fantic. This is the X9 Ultra tyre inflator or compressor. That will do our tyres from 0 to 55 probably 20-30 times on a single charge. It's also got lights on it, so if it is night time, we've got that added advantage of being able to see what we're doing, but also safety as well. We always take silicone lubricants. That's really good. We've got the Noco Boost Pro. This is the 3000A. Now this got us out of trouble last year when the vehicle battery froze. Connected that and it just charged it, and we started straight away. That was brilliant. We have a telescopic ice scraper, but it's also got a squeegee and a brush that extends right out, so we can get all the snow off of the roof, which is a legal requirement in some countries. And it's always better to get it off anyway, because if anybody's following you, they're just going to get covered in snow, ice, and it's not nice. Drill we always have with us for various applications. That's about it, really. Snow shovel, 2 of these. Another one hung up there. Again, it's telescopic, so we can shift out drifts before we start driving. So that all fits nicely in there. One thing I didn't mention is snow chains. That's a legal requirement. We've got 2 sets of these because the all-terrains, of course, are bigger tyres. So we're going back to the dedicated winter tyres, so we've got these to go back on. Right, so we are all packed. The van is now squeaky clean. One thing I didn't mention, which is a really good tip, just in the door here, I keep washer fluid. If the nozzles freeze, and this is all right in the UK as well as up in the Arctic, if the nozzles freeze, then you can just squirt the windscreen, wipe the wipers, and you're good to go. Right, so we will be setting off this evening, going down to the Channel Tunnel, and then heading over tomorrow morning, and we'll see you somewhere in Europe.
So that's it for this one. If you think we've missed anything, there is a full description below with a list of everything you need, as far as we can remember. If you've got any more questions or anything like that, please feel free to ask.
Yep, leave them in the comments. Please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Watch us next time when we actually get up here and see some of the things we get up to in the camper van. See you soon.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.